I stand here, carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders, slouched over, head low, eyes filled with tears, and all I can hear is my mother's voice telling me to dry my eyes, lift my head, stand up straight, put a smile on my face, the wind beneath my wings and the ground underneath my feet, and be strong. But for how long? I have to suppress my feelings and emotions to make everybody else feel comfortable. I am not angry. I am simply tired. I woke up late to get the kids to school. I missed my clock punch, so chances are I'll be fired. The conversation with my boss goes like this. I am so sorry that I am late again. But do you realize what I had to go through the night before? Well, get your popcorn, Mr. Bossman. This may take a while, so please close the door. When I left work yesterday, I had to find a way to digress. I felt my blood boiling, a panic attack, my heart racing, just stressed to the max. I have to constantly jump through hoops and explain to you why I don't agree with your policies and procedures. I tried to be nice about it and tell you how the rules were unequal, not just to me, but to the majority of the people. There had to be a law put in place just so that I can wear my hair naturally as it grows from the crown, just like a seed when you plant it and it naturally grows from the ground. There was a problem with my locks, and there was a problem with my braids. There was even a problem when I wore it straight, and then I cut it low into a fade. Now, legally, as it states in the Crown Act, you can't discriminate. But that doesn't stop the constant stares and the dirty looks. It reminds me of what my grandmother went through that wasn't recorded in history books. Everybody is afraid to speak out and go against the current. But fortunately, I am more like the Nile, and I flow upwardly. I try my best to be non-confrontational and take the high road and not always going against the grain. But why should I have to bow my head and walk away in shame? I was overlooked for the promotion because you said that I was overqualified, but when I read the job description, I was the perfect fit. I think you lied. It doesn't take much to read between the lines. And please, explain to me how a new hire with less qualifications makes more on the hour than me. These are the disparities that even the blind man can see. I've been here 10 plus years, worked overtime, even when I wasn't paid. And I understand that staying here this long was a decision and a choice that I made. And why is my work constantly under review? I know my job and I know what to do, but anywho, back to why I was late. When I left work yesterday, and oftentimes I wish I had a clone, I received 10 text messages and 4 phone calls all before I even made it home, and I live less than a mile away. I forgot about the football game, track practice, parent-teacher conferences, midterm due, call my mother, clean the house, cook the food, balance my mood, and pray that I don't break. My boss, he stops me at this point and he says, "Well, Miss Owens, that all sounds like a personal problem. And if you're not capable of performing your job duties, maybe you should seek other employment options." What? Y'all should have seen the look on my face. Mr. Bossman, who is so high up on a pedestal, can you please come down to my level and try to understand? Is it because I am a woman, or is it because you are a man? All my life, I've had to fight. There's always been hills and mountains to climb. All my life, I've had to fight. I am not angry. I am tired, and I am reclaiming my time. I stand here carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders, slouched over, head low, eyes filled with tears, and all I can hear is my mother's voice telling me to dry my eyes, pick myself up, ain't no need in worrying because this too shall pass. She said, "I know that you are strong because you have watched me carry the weight of life." You see, my mother, she dealt with generational trauma, passed down from her mama's mama. So the blood of my ancestors, it runs heavy and thick through my veins. Even the pains of being enslaved remain, the epigenetic stain. My mother grew up hating her complexion because she was taught that her skin tone was too dark and her hair was nappy. Even as a child, she never felt a true sense of happy. No love, no hugs, no affection, no sense of touch. She had to internalize every sad feeling, and it became just too much. There were no therapy sessions or Facebook to ask her what was on her mind or what she was thinking. She was taught to go to church, pray, carry the load. Even if it meant she was sinking, some turned to drinking to wash the feelings down and become drunk with sorrow. Pray for better days and put all hopes into tomorrow. Even at 17, when she became pregnant and was forced into a loveless marriage, and he wasn't even my brother's father, she suppressed her sadness and emotions, trying not to be about all of her dreams and aspirations swirled down an empty drain. Everything in her world changed, including her last name, forced to live behind the shame. But later, she understood that in order to grow, she needed the rain. She was a seed that had been planted in the ground, covered in a deep, dark space, developing roots to attach to the source, not to be confused with being buried in a deep, dark grave. Although at times she felt like she had been pierced by the sting of death, she had poured so much into others' cups that she had nothing left. The heart, it bleeds from being pierced by the truth. And the truth is, my mother is more than just my mother. She is a woman, a Black woman, who raised 3 children alone, buried one alone. She sacrificed so much that we could have that she ended up alone. The kids, they used to laugh at my mother's shoes because they were worn and tattered. But my shoes were Air Jordans. And to her, that was all that mattered. Sometimes I can hear the pain in her laugh. She never had the option to remove the mask. So now I understand that while her embrace is warm, her soul is torn. And in my own heart, I mourn because I see myself breaking generational curses. By using my voice and not being weighed down by what's inside, no longer will I hide. I stretch my hands to thee, the only help I have ever known. The seeds have been sown. I surrender my heart, my hurt, and the pain that was passed down through generations. I am unpacking the pain from my great-grandmother that was passed down through recreation. All of the things that made me view my own mother as an angry Black woman. She is not angry. She is tired from the burdens that she was forced to carry. All my life, I've had to fight. There's always been hills and mountains to climb. All my life, I've had to fight. I'm not angry. I am tired, and I am reclaiming my time. I stand here, carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders, slouched over, head low, eyes filled with tears, and all I can hear is my mother's voice telling me to lift my voice, bury my former self, share my experiences, and tell my stories to lead others to healing waters. For our future sons and daughters, lay my soul on the altar and watch things change. You see, there was a time when every day I stepped outside of my house and into the real world, I put on an imaginary cape. I took on the role of superwoman. I found myself chasing success instead of fulfillment. I never even gave myself permission to feel it. The ladder to success in raising perfect kids comes with ugly scars. When I look back over my life, I am thankful that I made it this far. That was a heavy load. And I found myself sinking to a level that was destroying my health. So I did what any person would do. I called the doctor in order to better myself. You see, my body had begun to break out in rashes, vertigo, weight gain, weight loss. My body felt like it was attacking itself. And I explained to this Mr. Doctor man that all I wanted was help. The creams, the shots, the biopsies, the multiple visits, more rashes, more pain. My body was revolting against itself, and this doctor just could not see it. I finally got fed up, and I cried out, Mr. Doctor Man, if you don't know what is going on, then say that. I am tired of being your lab rat and pincushion, and if you don't know, then say so, and I can keep it pushing. I'm coming into this office week after week like clockwork. I'm taking time off work, depending on FMLA. But guess what? My weeks are running out, and I don't get paid. The doctor, he stops me at this point, and he says, Miss Owens, can you please lower your voice and I can sense your frustration? And since you have an outstanding balance with this office, you can no longer be a patient. I would suggest you seek therapy because it sounds like your issue may be within. It probably has absolutely nothing to do with your skin. What? Y'all should have seen the look on my face. But honestly, that was the best thing that the Mr. Doctor man ever did. He released me to my destiny. You see, life had gotten the best of me. But I made a vow and a promise to myself that it couldn't get the rest of me. So I stepped outside of the box and I went to therapy. I had to admit to myself that I was not okay. And that's okay. Being this strong for so long left me exhausted. I lost it. But thanks be to God, I fell on my back so that I can look up. All my life, I've had to fight. There's always been hills and mountains to climb. All my life, I've had to fight. I am not angry. I am tired. And I am reclaiming my time. According to the American Heart Association, the leading cause for death of women is cardiovascular diseases, heart disease, and stroke being the leading killers amongst women, especially black women. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I promise this time I won't even take long. Aren't all of these diseases cured and prevented by proper diet and exercise? Then why is the cure pushed in pill form? Is that the compromise? What about stress, anxiety, depression, living, breathing, getting out of bed? The simple day-to-day task of making ends meet. I fed everybody else a portion, and now I have nothing to eat. Many of these burdens I bear alone. My inner self is heavy, a pillar of stone. I am tired of being strong. I am tired of not being enough. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. I am tired of being too much. I am tired of the labels, the stereotypes, and the preconceived notions. I am tired of being too this. I am tired of being too that. And I am only too loud because you don't hear me. Because I speak with passion and authority, you fear me? I always thought that my greatest superpower came from being superwoman and coming in and putting on the cape and saving the day. But honestly, my greatest superpower has come from me being real with myself. No filters, just me, realizing that if I don't face it, I cannot fix it. Pain births purpose, and I am pregnant with vision. Now just imagine if these women would have stayed quiet based off of the angry description. Fannie Lou Hamer, Mamie Till, Ketanji Brown Jackson, Anita Hill, Maxine Waters, Claudette Colvin, Audre Lorde, Mary Church Terrell, Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, Ida B. Wells, Michelle Obama, Serena Williams, Kamala Harris, Tarana Burke, just imagine if these women would have stayed quiet and suppressed all of the hurt. I wouldn't be standing here today, head high, shoulders square, a smile on my face, and a feeling of joy in my heart. Angry? Nah. Tired? Hell yeah. But I will continue to press towards the mark.